Here's a magic trick that would make Houdini jealous. How do you make $38 trillion disappear without anyone noticing? The answer, you don't make it vanish, you make us pay for it. And the show's already started. And here's the twisted part. The people running this trick convince you it's for your own good. They even gave it a friendly name, monetary policy. But while you were busy working, saving, and playing by the rules, they rewrote the entire game. And they're betting you won't notice until it's too late. Stick around, because what I'm about to show you will change how you see every single dollar in your wallet. Imagine you maxed out your credit card. We're talking $50,000 in debt. The minimum payment? $1,200 a month. But here's the problem. You only make $3,000. So what do? You can't pay it off. You can't ignore it. The bank's calling. Now multiply that feeling by 330 million people, and congratulations, you understand America's national debt crisis. $38 trillion. That's $285,000 per taxpayer. If you stacked it in $100 bills, you'd reach the International Space Station 380 times. But here's where it gets wild. In 2024, the U.S. government spent more money on interest payments than on the entire military budget. Let that sink in. We are paying more to service our debt than to fund the world's most powerful army. And every single day, we're adding another $8.5 billion to that pile. That's $100,000 per second. By the time this podcast episode is over, we'll have added millions more in debt. Think about that. While you're clipping coupons and comparing gas prices, the government is burning through money faster than a lottery winner with a cocaine habit. So how do you fix this? Historically, countries have three options. Option 1, austerity. Cut spending, raise taxes, tighten belts. Sounds responsible, right? Except in America, that means slashing Social Security, Medicare, and defense. That's political suicide. No politician will touch it because voters will crucify them at the polls. Plus, 70% of the U.S. economy runs on consumer spending. You cut government spending, you trigger a recession. It's like trying to lose weight by cutting off your leg. Option 2, explicit default. Just don't pay. This is the nuclear option. Argentina did it, Greece did it, but when the U.S. does it, global financial apocalypse. The dollar is the world's reserve currency. If we default, every country, every pension fund, every central bank holding U.S. Treasury bonds loses trillions overnight. Think 2008 financial crisis, but on steroids, bath salts, and espresso shots. Foreign countries hold $8 trillion in U.S. debt. China and Japan alone hold over $2 trillion. If we default, we don't just destroy our economy, we declare economic war on the entire planet. Which brings us to option 3, the secret door. And this is where it gets interesting. There's a third way. It's quiet, it's polite, it's bureaucratic, and it's already happening. It's called soft default, and it works like this. Instead of cutting spending or refusing to pay, you just change the value of money itself. Think of it like this. You owe your friend $1,000, but instead of paying him back, you convince everyone in town that $1,000 is now only worth $500 in buying power. Technically, you paid him back, but he can only buy half as much stuff. That's inflation, and it's the government's favorite magic trick. The formula is simple. If the interest rate on the debt is lower than inflation, the debt shrinks in real terms. Right now, the U.S. pays about 3 to 4% interest on its debt. But if inflation runs at 5 to 6%, the debt is melting like an ice cube in the Sahara. You're not defaulting, you're just quietly making every dollar worth less. And guess who holds most of those dollars? You. Let's continue with the mechanisms, how they're doing it. But how do they pull this off without causing mass panic? 3 sneaky mechanisms. Mechanism number 1, the captive buyer. Banks, insurance companies, pension funds, they're required by law to hold U.S. Treasury bonds. It's a system called regulatory capture. They create artificial demand, keeping interest rates low even when every sign says they should be skyrocketing. Think about it. It's like forcing everyone at a restaurant to order the exact same dish, and then turning around and claiming it's the most popular item on the menu. Mechanism number 2, the broken compass. You remember your grandparents saying, "Back in my day, a movie ticket cost a nickel." That's inflation. But here's the trick. The government controls how inflation is measured. It's called the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. And over the decades, they've quietly changed the formula. They've substituted cheaper goods. They've adjusted for so-called quality improvements. The result? Official inflation says 3%, but your grocery bill says 15%. They're not lying, they're just using a broken thermometer to take the temperature. And mechanism number 3, fiscal dominance. The Federal Reserve, it used to be independent. Its job? To protect the value of the dollar. But when the national debt gets this big, the Fed gets a new boss, the Treasury Department. Now, the Fed just prints money to buy government bonds. It's the financial equivalent of writing yourself a check, depositing it in your own bank account, and calling it income. This floods the entire economy with new dollars, which means each dollar you hold buys less. Your savings, they're quietly evaporating. So, who wins in this game? Let's talk consequences. The winners? People with debt. It gets cheaper and cheaper to pay back. People with assets, real estate, gold, Bitcoin, productive businesses, their value rises with inflation. And of course, the government wins. Their debt shrinks in real terms and the spending continues. The losers? Savers. Your cash just loses value day by day. Fixed income retirees? Your Social Security doesn't keep up. The middle class? Your wages lag far behind prices. It's called a K-shaped economy. The rich get richer because they own the assets. The poor get poorer because they hold the cash. And here's the kicker. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. Inflation is the most politically palatable way to redistribute wealth, from you to the government, from savers to debtors, from Main Street to Wall Street. And because it happens slowly, most people don't even notice until it's far too late. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but this can't go on forever, right? Correct. Which is why they're already building the next system, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Imagine a world where every single dollar is digital, where the government can see every transaction you make, where they can set expiration dates on your money, spend it or lose it. They can freeze your accounts instantly. They can program inflation directly into your digital wallet. No more hiding cash under the mattress, no more opting out. China is already testing it. Europe is developing it. The US is researching it. This is the end game. Total monetary control. And it's being sold to you as convenience and security. But the truth is, it's the final tool they need to manage the debt crisis without ever having to make the hard choices. So, what do? 3 moves. Number 1, own scarce assets. Real estate, gold, Bitcoin, productive businesses, things that can't be printed out of thin air. Number 2, reduce cash holdings. Cash is a melting ice cube. Don't hold more than you absolutely need for emergencies. And number 3, educate yourself. The game is rigged, but only if you don't know the rules. History doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. And right now, we're living in a verse we've all heard before. The U.S. isn't going to default in some dramatic explosion. It's defaulting in slow motion, 1 percentage point of inflation at a time. And the scariest part? Most people won't realize what's happened until their retirement fund buys half of what they thought it would.